Hello and welcome along to the sixth round of the Lotus Cup UK here at Brands Hatch. Now it's not just us that are here as well, it is the Lotus Festival weekend. Now it's a busy one for us, 2 Lotus Elise Trophy races and one 1-hour Lotus Cup UK race. Half a century ago, Jim Clark and Team Lotus dominated the world of motorsport, winning the Formula One World Championship and also the Indianapolis 500. Now the Lotus Festival is here to celebrate all things Lotus, including the incredible range of cars throughout history. With qualifying just finished in the Lotus Elise Trophy, someone certainly enjoyed his time out there. Now, James, I know you qualified in P2. Well done.
Thanks, Kiri. Yeah, good fun out there. Yeah, good fun, good fun. Unfortunately, not quite good enough for me.
Well, it was still pretty close. I was hearing you racking up some good times out there. Now, Brands Hatch, steeped in history, some amazing corners. What's it like to drive?
Really good fun. You have to be very, very committed out in the woodland section. There are some hard corners there and off camber too, so they can catch you. The curbs are quite steep, so if you hit them too hard, you're in trouble. Yeah, very, very challenging. Good fun though, as you say.
I've just bumped into Paul Patterson, who's just come off the circuit. Now, obviously, Brands Hatch steeped in history here, some amazing corners. Tell me what it's like to drive out there.
It's just great, especially on the GP circuit. It's probably my favourite circuit in the UK. I'm not particularly quick, but it's really good fun.
Now, there's certainly some fast straights. It takes a lot of concentration, doesn't it?
Yeah, and memorising the circuit's quite difficult at my age, but yeah, as I say, I'm probably somewhere near the back, but really enjoyed it. Car was okay, so looking forward to the races.
Fantastic. We wish you luck.
Thank you.
Craig, qualifying in 6th, how was it out there?
It was okay. Went a little bit slower than we did this time last year. We were second slower than we were. So I got a bit to do in the race, but yeah, it should be all right. We can work from there with 6th, so should be all right.
Now, it's obviously a fantastic circuit to drive on. Which is your favourite corner, your best bit about the circuit?
The back section of this circuit is the best. You know, using the GP loop transforms the whole circuit. You know, it's a proper driver circuit now. You know, you really get into a rhythm with it. It's brilliant.
Now I'm just with Stephen Edwards, just finished qualifying. Qualified around the 14th position mark, we think, at the moment. What's it like driving out there?
It's really good. It's one of my favourite circuits. It's got some nice flowing bends, some tight areas as well. Paddock Hill, of course, is always very, very treacherous. You never know quite which line to take in, but you give it a good shot, have a go, see where your line takes you, and eventually you find one that you're happy with that's fast and it's good fun then. So it's not too scary when you get used to it, but you always kind of have to balance the scare with the speed to make it right and flow. So.
Now the circuit's certainly steeped in history. Being on the GP circuit, quite a privilege. Yeah. It's obviously a lot of fun out there.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's one of the reasons why I got into racing Lotuses, so you could race at places like this and have the heritage circuits. Last race at Spa, which was fantastic. Never raced there before, but like to go back. But Brands GP, it's one of those that you've got to tick. You know, you've got to tick the box to do it, and it's brilliant fun as well.
Now the man that's certainly enjoying his time here at Brands Hatch, and in fact the whole of the season, is Luigi, leading the championship leaderboard at the moment and just qualified in P1.
Yeah, qualified P1. We had a red flag, so it was an eventful session. But yeah, I thought I'd be fairly quick, but you never know because some of the guys make surprises. But yeah, managed to pip that one, so looking forward to a race.
As we head into race 1 of the Elise Trophy, it is the usual suspects in P1, 2 and 3. Seeing Luigi Mazza in pole position and James Little just right behind him. Of course, that is the championship standings as we see them today. Now the car's going to head straight into Paddock Hill, so it's time for me to move out the way and you see the action.
The Elise Trophy lining up on the grid then for their Lotus Festival race. Starting on row 11 is Jackie Perkins, just ahead of Mike Perkins as well on row 10. Row 9 sees Paul Patterson and Ben Brooks. Moving further up the field to row 7, you've got David Alexander and Stephen Edwards. And on the row 5, making up the 10th position on place on the grid, is Seth Walpole and David Steed. Row 4 sees Freddie Hetherington ahead of David Ellerslie, and that's Jason McNulty on row 3 ahead of Craig Denman. Row 2 sees Ryan Savage and Jason Baker. But it's poleman Luigi Valentino Mazza who makes a great start to head James Little into paddock. 3 abreast over. Jason Baker's coming through on the outside. Luigi Valentino Mazza holds to the inside as they head into Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. And as David Ellerslie takes to the gravel, he's going to get into the gravel trap. Will he get it through the other side? Luigi Mazza now clear up into Paddock Hill Bend and towards Druids. But a great start from Jason McNulty, sees him slot in second position behind Luigi Valentino Mazza and Ryan Savage as they head down the hill for the first time towards Graham Hill Bend. David Ellerslie through the gravel and got going there. Luigi Valentino streaking ahead of Jason McNulty and Ryan Savage. James Little just having a look at Jason Baker, then into Surtees, and he's up the inside. James Little through the inside, then through into the fourth position as they head down the Grand Prix circuit for the first time. Puff of smoke there from the car at the back of the field. Luigi Valentino match just stretching their lead then ahead of Jason McNulty and Ryan Savage. As the cars filter their way through, Freddie Havington have a look at Seth Warple. As the cars filter their way through. A bit of contact in the background. Neil Stothard facing the wrong way. And Stephen Edwards. So those two cars into the gravel. I don't think they'll be going too much further then. Neil Stothard's car looking there with a lot of rear suspension damage. And Stephen Edwards' car beached in the gravel trap. And yes, he's making his way out. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a safety car for this one. So Stephen Edwards making his way out of the car, helped by the marshals here. Looking very despondent as he makes his way out of the car. As Neil Stothard trudges away to the side of the track as well. Very disappointing for both drivers to be out at this early stage of the biggest event of the year on the Lotus calendar. Bit of frustration from the drivers. They trudge away, making that walk of shame. So we do have the safety car on track, while the marshals will need to move those vehicles to a place of safety. Luigi Valentino Mazza then ahead of Jason McNulty, Ryan Savage, James Little, Jason Baker, Craig Denman, Seth Walpole, Freddie Havington, David Steed and Simon Oakley. Paul Patterson there in the white and green car. David Ellerslie going again, but a long way down. The marshals just struggling to move that car of Stephen Edwards. Bit of suspension damage looking like there as well. Now the cars are clear though. Two drivers just having a chat about whose fault it was. I'm sure that'll be decided in the stewards' loom a bit later on today. But as we get racing again, it is Luigi Valentino Mazza ahead of Ryan Savage at the restart. So Ryan Savage had a good restart to race ahead of Jason McNulty. James Little under pressure from Jason Baker. Craig Denman just chasing through as well. Cars streak through Stirlings and head back towards the Indy circuit. Cars just starting to spread out a bit more now. David Steed comfortably ahead of the cars just behind him. But it is Ryan Savage giving chase to race leader Luigi Valentino Mazza then. The Essex Autosport run car ahead of the Rob Boston run racing car. Followed by Jason McNulty and the Hangar 111 run car of James Little in the Cup R. Furthest car up the field of the new generation releases then. Jason Baker hanging on in there in a 5th position ahead of Craig Denman, having a bit of a tough weekend this weekend so far. Mazza comfortably controlling this race ahead of Ryan Savage, who is charging on as well. Very deep there at Druids for Jason Baker, for James Little, allowing Jason Baker just to close up onto the back of him then. A great drive this from Jason McNulty to be sat in 3rd position here at the Lotus Festival. Freddie Havington there as well. David Steed now getting onto the back of Seth Walpole. Just behind them as well, you've got David Ellerslie, who's making a great recovery after that earlier excursion through the gravel on lap 1. You see the two cars there stranded from early in the race. Now what can Ryan Savage do about Luigi Valentino Mazza? Both very quick drivers. Jason Baker having a look up the inside of Jason McNulty as well. Mazza leads from Savage. James Little ahead of McNulty. So James Little has got ahead of Jason McNulty. Jason McNulty slips down to 4th position. But will he slip even further? Jason McNulty having a little look there, won't find a way through. Freddie Havington struggling with the success ballast he's picked up from his victory at Spa, the extra 45 kilos. But as they come into clearways for the final time, the checker flag will be waiting for the drivers. And Luigi Valentino Mazza takes victory here at the Lotus Festival ahead of Ryan Savage. James Little will take 3rd position ahead of a great drive by Jason McNulty, James Baker and Craig Denman just missing him on the line. So the winner of the race here at the Lotus Festival was Luigi Valentino Mazza, winning by 0.3 of a second from Ryan Savage, who was 3 seconds clear of James Little, Jason McNulty taking a great 4th position place, and Jason Baker running out 5th, with Craig Denman very close in 6th position, and Freddie Harrington finishing a bit further back.
Luigi Valentino Mazza onto the podium he goes, takes his cap off and waves into the crowd and gets his trophy on the top step of the podium from Stephen Doherty, and all 3 of them hold the trophies up to the applause.
James, congratulations, 3rd place in your first race of the Elise Trophy. How was it for you?
Yeah, it was good, thank you. Yeah, unfortunately, I had a problem at the start. Thought I had a good start, but someone had a much better one, and I ended up sandwiched between 2 cars and went from 2nd to 5th or 6th, I think. And then it was a bit of a battle. The safety car came out, which stuffed things a bit, but back up to P3, so on the podium and happy.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations.
Okay, thanks, Kerry.
Yeah, a good start to the race. Managed to keep the lead onto the first corner. It was very close. And then we had an unfortunate red flag. A few cars went off at Hawthorne, so there was a lot of clearing up to do. And the restart took a while, but when we did get restarted again, I got a good start, but then Ryan was quick, caught me, nearly passed me actually, and I think he did a great job, and there was a bit of a scrap going on before that. So an eventful race, but pleased to win another one.
A great result there for Luigi Mazza. Stay with us because after the break, it's the Lotus Cup UK race.